What do you want to talk about?
I got another movie to talk about. I got another movie to talk about. I'm going to talk about a movie, my favorite movie from Fantastic Fest 2019, actually. No, 2018? I don't know. Whenever, it was one of the last Fantastic Fests I went to.
2018.
2018 Fantastic Fest. My favorite movie from Fantastic Fest 2018, it was Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore. But it's released on this EGFA compilation that's like the films of Sarah Jacobson, and Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore is the feature on here. I Was a Teenage Serial Killer is like the short film, and then there's a handful of other short documentary things on there. Sarah Jacobson was, they say she was the self-proclaimed queen of underground cinema, but I think that she was proclaimed that by other people too.
She was probably proclaimed that by other people, and then she probably was like, "Hell yeah, I am."
Yeah.
Like maybe she was like, "Of course I am."
I mean, we don't know because she sadly died. We didn't get to see all of the great stuff that she would have done.
Apparently, she was in the middle of making another feature when she passed away.
Yeah, and I was reading about the other feature that she'd been working on. It was a feature about like a girl punk band in Missoula, Montana, which, if you know, where I used to live, before I moved to Seattle, I lived in Missoula, Montana. I would have loved that movie.
Yeah, that would have been so tight.
So I was even more sad that that didn't happen. We do have at least a record of what she did that was awesome. Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore it's like a lot of movies that I've talked about on here, where it's like a hangout movie. It's a movie about just people. It's a movie about people at work. They are working in most of the movie takes place at a movie theater where she works with her friends at the movie theater. It's a coming of age movie. It's a movie about her in the very first scene being not a virgin anymore. Had Sarah Jacobson had the push of like a Miramax behind them, like something like Clerks, but it's the same kind of rawness. But without the sort of bro-y, ironic detachment.
Yeah, just think of like a female-fronted hangout movie where this girl is hanging out with her friends. They all work at a cool movie theater.
Right.
They're all kind of punk, and she's just like talking to them about like, she's like asking real questions about sex and giving like her girlfriends a lot of like platform to talk about sex like openly and freely.
Yeah, but you know, I've never met a girl who like had fun the first time she had sex.
And then who's in this movie? This like the famous guy that's in this movie before he was famous?
The main character is making a documentary in it, and so you know you also feel like it's very autobiographical. Like in the movie, she's the character. She's going to school, you know, and she's going to go off to school, to college after high school, and she's making a documentary about them, and it feels a lot like a lot of the Sarah Jacobson shorts that are on here and stuff too.
Pay really well.
What is that in her nose?
All the beer you can drink is free all the time. Wait, can I say that, or are you gonna get in trouble?
It's very raw, it's very rough, and I love it. It's just like, it's very DIY. It's a lot just like getting what you can,
It's
you
so
know,
good.
when you can, and getting who you can be to be in it. It showed at the Chicago Underground Film Festival. Roger Ebert was a huge fan of Sarah Jacobson, but it didn't really like get a big release at the time, and it was just sort of years and years and years of it sort of sitting in the underground dustbin before EGFA like found it and restored it and put it on this beautiful Blu-ray.
Davey Havok.
Yeah.
Davey Havok is who I'm talking about, you guys.
Who does he play?
He is just one of the dudes in it.
Oh, okay.
What I was going to chime in real quick is this is actually my second most popular LBOX reviews for this movie. And it's me quoting the part, and the part is, I tried to tell him that our lives are going to change because of this. He just told me not to bother talking because he was going to dub the whole video with the soundtrack from Eraserhead. And I loved that line so much that I rewound it like a million times and almost did a spit take when I first heard it. I wrote the femme punk soundtrack, the DIY vibe, the realness of sex and friendships, the openness and dialogue about female sexuality, rape, pregnancy, gender roles, power dynamics, and they all work at a fucking movie theater. And
Yeah.
everyone here is a huge fan of this movie,
That's
so
good.
you got to check it out.
We have all worked at and we all three of us actually have all worked at movie theaters before, and so we all know
The downtime, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, this Blu-ray, I don't know if it's actually still in print, but check AGFA's website and see if you can get it.
And watch everything else on it too.
Well, yeah, absolutely watch everything else on it. There's a whole bunch of other awesome like short documentaries.
There's a really
and
good
stuff.
short of her and her mom, and they go shopping
so
and trying
good.
on bras together. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore is such a great debut that like I just can't imagine what her next one would have been. It would have been hopefully it would have been as raw and rough and punk, but also just like bigger. Clearly, we are all huge fans of the films of Sarah Jacobson, and I think you should check them out, and you will be too.
Yep.
Really? Like I'm not a loser if I masturbate? God, Jane, you're a loser if you don't.